Hello, so this is my desk setup video for 2020, what year are we in? 2024. This is the desk where I work, my day job as an accountant. I do all my YouTube stuff. This is effectively my YouTube studio. And this is also where I play games and just do any of the general stuff that I need to do. This is my little, well, don't tell my wife, but this is basically my man cave. So what have I got going on my desk here? So the main feature of this desk is the big, bright 32-inch Samsung, I think it's a TU32F, sorry, TU87F, I think is what it's called. It's a Thunderbolt 3 monitor. It also has a HDMI connection and DVI connection. So effectively, this one monitor allows me to connect my work laptop, my Mac Mini, and also connect my PlayStation 5 and just flick between the inputs depending on what I want to do. It also has picture-in-picture, so if I really want to, I can have my work laptop running on one half of the screen and I can have my Mac Mini running on the other half of the screen and just switch between the two quite easily with the keyboard and mouse. On the back of here, it also has a KVM switch, which means the webcam that's up the top is connected automatically to my laptop through the Thunderbolt 3 cable, and it just works really nicely because the speakers also go connected into there. It's really good having a monitor like this, which is like one monitor for all. I used to have a dual monitor setup where I had two 24-inch monitors. I found I actually just preferred having one much larger monitor. The effective resolution of this monitor is 4 times one of those 24-inch monitors. So effectively, I've got the equivalent screen real estate of 4 of those 24-inch monitors going on, basically because it's 4K. So really happy with this. Had this monitor for about a year now. It serves the purposes really well. It's really bright, good colors, and just really efficient for running the desk. It's sitting on a monitor arm which I picked up from Amazon for I think about 35, 40 pounds. It allows me to bring the monitor forward, push the monitor back, turn it sideways and around if I need to get to the connections at the back. The other thing also about it is it's got 2 Thunderbolt 3 connections as well. So one is the input for the laptop, which also charges the laptop, I think at 96 watts, which is great because this Dell laptop that I have from work is very power hungry, comes normally with a 130 watt charger, so this 96 watt keeps it topped up nicely during the working day. And then on top of that, because it has an extra Thunderbolt 3 port, I can connect other peripherals should I need to directly to the screen rather than having to reach around to the laptop, which really only has 3 Thunderbolt 3 connections on it, and that's all basically. The webcam on the Dell is pretty rubbish as well. I just leave it closed over here on the Dell laptop, and I just use this Tautuo, I think it's called, Tautuo webcam, which is sitting on top of my screen bar, which is from Amazon again, which is from a brand called Kuntis. I'll link everything that I can in the description below. If you do fancy picking any of those things up, the links will be down there. There might be affiliate links, so just warning you, you might help the channel by using my links, which would be great. Thank you. So as I mentioned before, the laptop that I've connected for work is a Dell Precision something. Quite a powerful laptop, it's Core i7. I'm an accountant, so using Excel, quite large sheets, etc. all the time, and connected up to here. It works very nicely, never have any issues with it. Moving on from that, my main computer is a Mac Mini. It's the M2 Pro model with 512 gig hard drive and 16 gigabytes of RAM. I bought this a few months back to replace a slightly aging MacBook Pro 13-inch with a Core i5 that I had previously, and this thing has been brilliant. I found myself almost always using the laptop connected to the monitor here. I have an iPad Pro, which I use around the house a lot more than I did my laptop, so I decided to change up the setup, picked up this Mac Mini, and it's been great. It's only got a 512 gig hard drive, so attached to it here, I've got a NetApp 1 terabyte SSD, which I use for storing some footage and bits and pieces, but I use the main hard drive for editing because it's extremely fast. It's very quick, the 512 gig hard drive on the drive, and then I offload the footage afterwards. Sitting above that is a CalDigit Thunderbolt 4 Pro dock. It's a bit of a mouthful. This isn't the TS4, but I think it's pretty much exactly the same as the CalDigit TS4. This is the one that's sold through Apple, matches the color of the Mac Mini perfectly. It's got loads of ports on it. It's about 18 ports on it. It's got some fast SD card slots, USB-C on the front, regular USB on the front. It's also got some Thunderbolt ports on the back, a couple of monitor connections, sound connections. Really good dock. It's a bit pricey, about £300 in the UK. I think the TS4 is actually more expensive in the UK. It's about £389 for the last time I saw. But they both look exactly the same. It seems like they're both the same product, just one is rebranded for the Apple Store. That is all sitting in this really cheap desk shelf. No, there's no Grove-made desk shelf here. Sorry, don't have the money for that. And Grove-made aren't sending me one. So I think this desk shelf I've had for a few years. It's been about £20 that I bought this for. Serves the purpose really nicely. Keeps the Mac Mini down there. Keeps the Thunderbolt 4 Pro dock here. To the bottom right, I've got this relatively cheap, inexpensive 120 watt GAN charger, which has got 3 USB-C ports. It's got two 65 watt outputs, 30 watt output, and then some individual USBs. Obviously, the wattage is shared depending on how much stuff you connect, but it allows me to charge things up quickly that will. So my iPad Pro that sits next to it here with the Logitech Combo Touch case on it. That charges up really fast by connecting it here, and anything else that needs connecting just goes in right there. Next to that, on top of that, sorry, I've got my Bose QC Ultra headphones in the sandstone color. They turned out a bit more feminine than I expected when they came through in look, but I'm fine with that. It's not a problem. Got my glasses because, well, big monitor, high resolution, small text, so need to use my glasses more than I used to, but that's fine. In front of the desk shelf, I've got this U-Green Qi 2 charger here. It's quite a nice little stand Qi 2 charger. It collapses down and also springs back up to be a stand for my MagSafe iPhone, which is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Underneath it also has a slot to charge AirPods Pro up, and on the side it also has a USB-C connection. I think I spent £35 on this. Really good purchase in my opinion. On top of the desk shelf is my notebook, which I use for work and other stuff. It's covered in a leather cover from Ryan London, and my iPhone 15 Pro Max, when it's not charging, just sits up there. Beside the monitor, I've got the Sanyun SW208 speakers. They set you back about £60. They're all right. They're not bad. They're a little bit bass heavy, but you know, they do the job for Zoom calls, video calls, Meet calls, Google Meet calls, and just generally listening to the audio that comes through the laptop and also my Mac Mini. If I need to, obviously need a bit more privacy, sensitive calls, that kind of thing, I put my Bose QC Ultras on, and they work really well with both the Mac and the PC, and you can connect them up to about 10 devices, so it's really easy to switch between the different devices. My keyboard and mouse, I'm using the Logitech MX mechanical keyboard. I was using the MX keys previously, but actually wanted something a bit more tactile, something with a bit of noise actually, and a bit more key travel. So ended up getting this. The keys, they sound really great. I'll give you a little listen here. Armrest comes from Logitech as well, and it came free with either the mouse or the keyboard now, I forget. And the mouse is the Logitech MX Master 3, which is a really comfortable mouse, loads of buttons, works really well. It's great on Excel and also Final Cut for editing, because it's got a thumb scroller which allows you to scroll horizontally as well as vertically, and it's also got buttons for going backwards and forwards and like expose on the Mac, that kind of thing. Really nice ergonomic mouse, and the battery life just seems to last forever. I think I charge it maybe once or twice a year at the most, literally. It's been really good. That's sitting on a desk mat, which I bought from Amazon for about £15. It's a fake leather one, nothing fancy, just makes the surface a bit softer, means the mouse glides around nicely, and I'm not on the desk itself. The desk, I don't know who makes it, don't know where it's from. It was given to me by my workplace when we all started working from home during COVID. So they sent us desks, chairs, and you know, all the stuff that we needed to get going working at home, which was really great. The mug is a hydro flask. I always find I get to my coffee when it's cold. So I ended up getting this hydro flask mug, which does have a lid, which keeps my coffee nice and warm until I get around to actually drinking it, which I'm going to do now. Then onto sort of the off the desk items. So I have a Synology DS423 Plus. I recently bought that basically to compensate for the Mac Mini only having sort of 512 gig of storage. So once I'm finished with video editing, and once I've finished a project, I can just dump that video onto the Synology. It's great. Also facilitates a time machine backup of the Mac, and probably at some point I'll set up a Plex server. I might move my home assistant from my Raspberry Pi onto here as well. Kind of just scratching the surface. I think I've had it for about 2 months now, but it seems really good. It just kind of sits there whirring away doing its thing. It's a little bit noisy, so I think I might move it down into like the networking room, which is not really a networking room. It's just the downstairs cupboard, which has all of my networking gear in there, and then obviously that will just be closer to the router itself, so hopefully it'll give me a bit of faster speed, but not had any problems with it. It's not a blazing fast SSD, but it works quite well, speedy enough for transferring and offloading footage once I'm done with it, and also just doing a time machine backup once a day on the Mac. Now for fun, and when I get some time and a break, I've got PlayStation 5 there. I only really play one game on the PlayStation 5, that's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Probably won't see me playing many other games. I've got Modern Warfare 2, haven't even upgraded to Modern Warfare 3. I think Black Ops is about to come out. I may not buy it, but really, I go on, spend half an hour, de-stress, play some games, mostly just play multiplayer, team deathmatch. Above the PlayStation 5, I've got a little shelf from IKEA. On there, I've got a few bits and pieces, little plant, little lamp, what's his name again? What's his name? Wow, that's just completely gone from my brain. But anyway, underneath there, I've got PlayStation 5 controller, which is hanging from a little mount, which I picked up off Amazon for about £7 or £8. Just keeps it out of the way, keeps it nice and neat there. And then I've got my gaming headset, which is the Turtle Beach 600, I think it's called. Again, that was about £50, nothing to break the bank, but they're comfortable for long use. And yeah, it's just good sound. And that also, playing a game like Call of Duty, you want to know where the footsteps are coming from, where people are coming from around you, and it works quite well at alerting me to people coming from behind, from the left, from the right. So it's much better than having just the two speakers that are on the desk, because they don't really provide any kind of immersion and kind of like 3D kind of audio, whereas it's really apparent where things are coming from with the headset. And also, most of the time I'm playing in the evening when my children are asleep in sort of adjacent rooms, so having the headphones just means that it's nice and quiet. Also, side benefit, can't hear the wife if she's shouting for me when I've got the headset on. Now, I also have a large water bottle there. That's a 2 litre thermos water bottle. I'm quite lazy when it comes to drinking water. If the bottle's there, I'll drink it. If it's empty, I won't go and fill it up during the day. So every morning I make a habit of just going downstairs, fill up the bottle full, and then just sip away at it during the day. It just means that I will continue to have water rather than sit here thirsty and just not drink the water, which is, yeah, that's that. Then we've got the iPad Pro on the Logitech Combo Touch. This is the M2 version. And I've got the Apple Pencil, the regular Apple Pencil, not the Apple Pencil Pro. Serves my purposes nicely as a kind of around the house laptop replacement, but that lives on my desk just there, and I usually use it to play music off, or whatever I'm doing at the time. Then over here we've got the Epson ink tank printers, ET2861 I want to say. Yeah, it's a printer, prints color, good photos, that kind of thing, works nicely. Across the other side there, I've got a IKEA unit, which has got 4 boxes at the bottom, which holds all my bags and all the bits and pieces which I don't want to leave out hanging around and lying about. My watches, a few other bits and pieces. I've got a nice, I think it's called a Monstera Deliciosa. I love the name. Monster plant is what I call it. I think it's a Swiss cheese plant is another name for it. And then on the other side, I've got a mother-in-law's tongue. There's a Sonos Move, that's the original one. I bought that as the Sonos Move 2 came out, because really it became half the price of the Sonos Move 2, and it's a bit of a no-brainer to buy that at about $250 instead of $400 or $450, which the Move 2 was. It's great. I use that in here mostly to play music. I don't use the desk speakers to play music because I think they're not the nicest sounding for music, but they serve the purpose for having speakers on the desk for listening to Google Meet calls, etc., that kind of thing. Whereas I use the Sonos for listening to music. I have Sonos around the house, so it blends in nicely, but also, you know, on the weekends, etc., when we're in the garden with the family, I can just pick it up, take it outside, and it just serves as a portable speaker rather than just having a specific speaker for the garden, which like it wouldn't get used like 90% of the time, or 95% of the time, to be honest. So having this as a portable speaker, which is also my speaker in this room, just works out very nicely. Got a couple of Wolf Cub watch winders over there, which have got my 2 GMT watches, which I don't like having to wind all the time because it just takes longer to wind them up than any of the other watches. So I keep them spinning on there, and underneath that there's the rest of my watch collection in a box, basically underneath. On the other side there, on this side here, we've got all of my camera stuff, which is a little mount for the desk and some microphones and bits and pieces. I don't have a lot yet because, you know what, just still kind of getting going with all of this YouTube stuff properly. I know I've been doing it for over a year now, but 10 months of that was me not making any videos. So there you go. And then there's this softbox light which I use, which is again from Amazon, set me back about £20, and yeah, serves the purpose for this. So yeah, this is my desk setup. Very comfortable here. I can switch between laptop, Mac Mini, Windows laptop, Mac Mini, PlayStation 5 very simply, very easily on here. Got everything I need to get going, got everything I need to work comfortably from home. And yeah, it's going to probably stay like this for a little while. We'll see if there are any changes that are made, but made quite a few changes recently with the Mac Mini, the Thunderbolt dock, and the Synology NAS and the new keyboard. So probably it's going to sit still for a little while. Maybe some point next year in 2025, if there are any changes, I'll refresh this video. But yeah, hopefully if you've liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe if you have. If you don't like the video, then please comment as well and let me know why, because that would be helpful. And anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video, and thank you very much. Bye.